Okay, we're going to talk about hip orientation and how to change it, how to turn around. So we've all given that little sketch a read. So to summarize, right, if I was shuffling, playing defense, and my hips are going this way, or pointing this way, and I need them to be facing a different direction, let's say somewhere that way, there's a couple ways that people could change direction. You could turn around this way. Now my hips are facing that way. Maybe not a great bet, right? Because I'm turning my back to my offensive player. I can't see them. I'm out of position. Pretty susceptible for giving them the opportunity to cut somewhere else. What I could do is I could be shuffling. I could plant this leg. I could swing my foot around, and I could keep shuffling. Like we talked about in that picture, though, that's called barn dooring. And through this whole motion, so this is really a basketball motion, right? But through this whole motion, I have just committed my momentum on a path, and any point during that path, if I decided I needed to change direction, I can't, right? I have to wait till I land, and then I can make a decision from there. And that's going to mean that I'm too late. If the direction change was just a jab step, if it was 2 hard steps and then they came back on like a button hook, whatever it may be. Okay? So, what that leaves us with is the drop step. So if I'm shuffling this way, I decide I need to drop step, we're actively throwing this leg back, okay? Actively throwing it back to a spot, and sometimes that spot might be here, right? Because I've addressed they're making more of a slash, so I want to go with them that way. Maybe they're making a hard angle deep, so I really throw it back, right? Quite a ways back. It's going to depend. So again, I get here, I throw it back actively. And remember, this arm motion, like being really active with our arms, is huge. Okay, that's gonna balance the torque, whatever it is. I don't know. So I'll mention one more thing from this position. Is, let's say I'm going this way. I throw my leg back in a drop step. So as my foot comes into that drop step spot, we want to be loaded over this leg, over this medial leg, and with some weight in that back leg as well. But over this medial leg, because from here, we can do anything. We can go this way, we can go this way, we can go this way, we can go this way too. That's kind of our worst direction, right? We can go that way. It might mean another drop step, and then we go, or it might mean kind of like a big crossover step, which might take a bit of time. So that's kind of our worst direction. But from here, we can take just a big loaded step any direction that we decide our player's going. And the other thing I'll talk about is our 3 options from the drop step position. So if I'm running, I shuffle, I throw a leg back in the drop step. From here my options are to commit. So maybe this person did a jab, they're going, and they've committed deep. There, I can just turn my hips and I can start scripting. Okay? Alternatively, they're a couple steps ahead, and I need to catch up. It might be throw it back, crossover step, and that gives you a good few steps to catch up, and then we should be back on track. We might start shuffling again. We might commit to the sprint. Okay. You wouldn't want to crossover step, right? I wouldn't want to crossover step if once I finish this, then my person's there, right? Because now I just put myself from a good position, slightly under the disc, to a bad position. further away from the disc, my hips committed, giving them options to attack. Alright, so that would be if they've gotten a step or two on us, we can crossover step to catch up. The third option, a third option would just be to shuffle, okay, from there. If we know the direction they're going. And a fourth option would be adding some more of that footwork where we've learned, would be from here we would do an icky shuffle, okay? So we change which is our medial leg, we can just go drop step, icky shuffle. And the nice thing about doing this icky shuffle might be if someone's juking and dancing, it gives you an opportunity to stay really centered without starting a shuffle, right? Because once you start shuffling, you kind of want to be moving with someone who's moving. You can plant and come back pretty easily, but if you want to get a lot of foot contacts in a short amount of time, you can drop step, icky, and then you're just really loaded again in this medial spot. So practice all those, just the drop step at first, and then progress into the variations.